humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. We'll go ahead and get started. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadambini Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we have almost come to the end of this journey of Madhurya Kadambini. Yeah, so this is like the last shower and the last stage, which is Prema Bhakti. And we will just take a quick look at what that entails and then go from there. So here is the 8th shower, pure love of Sri Krishna, the topmost stage. Gives, as we saw yesterday, it gives incredible bliss, Chandarananda, and it's the only means for attracting Krishna, which is Sri Krishna Akarshana. And then there are some references for Chandarananda Visheshatma. Here, this is actually coming from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:138. It says, if multiplied billions of times, the transcendental pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman realization still could not compare to even an atomic portion to the ocean of bhakti or transcendental service. So that's how much high, powerful the Prema Bhakti is. And no wonder, right? That's why devotees in Prema Bhakti, they completely, even though in Bhava Bhakti also, they completely deride liberation because they don't want the Brahman realization. They would rather be in relationship to Krishna and have this. Yes, now it all makes clear, right? Why devotees are always aspiring for that service to Krishna, because there is that interaction with Krishna right there and the relationship. And then Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1:139, the translation says, O Guru of the universe, on seeing you directly, I am situated in a pure ocean of bliss. All the happiness of impersonal Brahman is as significant as the water in the hoofprint of a cow. Yeah, see? So it's not like you don't want any impersonal Brahman realization. And then, so that was that, Chandarananda Visheshatma. And then Sri Krishna Akarshani is basically Bhakti attracts Krishna, right? And his associates. So Bhakti is called Sri Krishna Akarshani because it makes the Lord addicted to prema and brings him under control along with his associates. Can you imagine that? So all along, right? We are also attached to the material world, material things and things like that. But when a devotee is in Prema Bhakti, they are so attached to Krishna. They are so close to Krishna. So the relationship gets so strong that now Krishna becomes under the control of the Bhakta. So that's what happens. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:14-20 says, my dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotion service rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. None of this work. However, when somebody is situated in pure love of Krishna, Krishna gives himself completely to them. What are the qualities of Prema Bhakti, right? It transforms the material emotions into spiritual. Power to attract Krishna. Devotee loses sense of consciousness because they are like really in the spiritual body at that time, right? They have the awareness which happened in Bhava Bhakti. They understood their relationship and they know what that is. And then they are in functioning in that spiritual body, anxiety for darshan and realization, Shruti, which is concentrated from form, which is Krishna's form, pastimes, and sweetness. And then Krishna starts revealing himself to the devotee. And there is also an order of how he reveals himself. Lord's beauty that reveals Lord's voice. The devotees are able to hear the Lord's voice, Lord's fragrance, touch, taste, generosity, compassion. So while chanting, remember, if we always hear, right, that when the Lord's name has the potency to reveal all of Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. So I used to always think, what is that quality we are talking about, right? But here with this book now, I think I kind of understood what this is talking about, because Lord's reciprocation is there and his qualities also becomes revealed, like Krishna reveals his qualities. And what is a devotee experience, right, of prema? So remember those different rasas, the different relationships that devotees can have. In that, the first, so if it is in the servitude relationship, right? So the Lord places his lotus feet on their head. And if you can think of the example from scripture, right, it is the Kalia serpent where Krishna danced on his head, right? That's a very nice example for servitude, or even Bali Maharaj, where the Lord puts his foot on the head of the devotee. Friendship grasps their hands. So that's like Sudama Brahman, or even the Gopas that he plays with them. So that's that. So these are the relationship experienced by the devotee that's in Prema Bhakti. Parental, the Lord wipes tears away from with his hands. And then conjugal, he embraces them. So these are the experiences what a devotee in Prema Bhakti will experience depending on the relationship. And then Krishna manifests his eighth revelation, which is compassion or Kripa Shakti. So there are 8 petals. It's mentioned in the book about this one too, the Vimala, Utkarshini, Jnana, Kriya, Yoga, Pravi, Satya, and Ishana. Again, these are all above my head. I don't understand these details. It's from the book. And then Kripa Shakti appears in different forms. What happens is Kripa Shakti invites Bhakta Vatsalya, which is affection for devotees, right? That's really the topmost quality, even for Krishna, that attracts is the amount of affection he has for his devotees. So this kind of rules over all the Lord's auspicious qualities. Like this becomes the topmost quality, right? That's what happens there. And then after revelation, right, of this Bhakta Vatsalya, the devotee becomes so overwhelmed by Krishna's Bhakta Vatsalya quality. And at that time, Krishna says that I am conquered by you, because now Krishna is completely in control of the devotee. And then Krishna reveals, what does he reveal? Now he's revealing Vrindavan. He reveals Radha and her associates. He reveals Krishna's friends, cows, Yamuna, everything. Krishna's relatives, Krishna's servants. So now this devotee, although in the physical body, but as I said, goes into the spiritual forms, Sthayi Bhav, and then is able to be, even though here in this material world, but they are really in the spiritual world, because they are entering into the pastime of Krishna. And it is not that just Krishna just appears and disappears, but here he is really participating in the pastimes in Vrindavan. And it's not like going to the yatra, right? We book the ticket, we go to Vrindavan, and we see the places. This is not like that. This is really like participating in transcendental pastime with Krishna. So that's what happens in Prema Bhakti. And in this book, actually, the last, towards page 59, there is this paragraph I thought that was really like very extreme here. So last final thing, right? He says that he begins to roll on the ground, breathe heavily, faint, and lose his mind. Suddenly seeing the Lord everywhere, he rejoices, embraces him, laughs, dances, and sings. And when the Lord disappears again, he becomes filled with remorse and weeps. Being extraordinary in behavior, he withdraws his very life symptoms and he loses awareness of whether he still has a body or not. Then, not aware that this material body has passed to the elements, he understands only that his desired Lord, the ocean of mercy, has manifested himself, engaged him in service, and is leading him to his own home, to Krishna Loka. Thus, the devotee reaches the goal of life. So that's kind of, the wrap up, like how the devotee finally, like, physical body is gone back to Godhead. And it is like, it's just the transition happens and the devotee knows that Krishna is just leading him back to his home. So that was kind of, interesting. Again, as you can all relate, right? This is such a high level, such a topmost level. Like we can't even imagine like what this is like. But again, as I said, the acharyas have been very grateful that they have experienced all of these and they are trying to put everything in the words so we can somehow kind of even relate to this. But again, as I said, so much of this is, I feel that I didn't even go much deeper into some other things which I totally feel to speak about. I have the adhikar to speak on it. So this is kind of a summary, devotees. And then tomorrow, what we will do is we will do like a, remember I said that whole this diagram. I think we will just do like a quick review with the full thing, and then we will be able to complete Madhurya. Thank you again for this opportunity. I really appreciate this journey that we have been together, reading through the different stages of